it's a case as to bookkeeping, which is a very minor thing in terms of the law, in terms of all the violent crime that's going on outside.
That's former President Donald Trump speaking to reporters after sitting through opening statements from prosecutors and his legal defense team.
It's very unfair what's going on, and I should be allowed to campaign. And whoever heard of this, you got indicted for that? People in the court just said to me, I can't believe it. This is the case. So we did nothing wrong.
Prosecutor Matthew Colangelo gave the opening statement to the jury, while the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, was seated in the courtroom. Colangelo laid out the case against Trump, saying that after launching his presidential campaign in 2015, Trump, his attorney and fixer Michael Cohen, and his friend David Pecker, head of the publisher behind the tabloid National Enquirer, formed a conspiracy to influence the election, in part by buying the rights to stories about Trump's alleged affairs and burying them. Prosecutors told the jury that Michael Cohen paid $130,000 to adult film actress Stormy Daniels, who wanted to go public with an alleged affair with Trump, and Trump paid back Cohen by checks for legal services totaling $420,000. Colangelo said this was a planned, coordinated, long-running conspiracy to influence the 2016 election to help Donald Trump get elected through illegal expenditures to silence people who had something bad to say about his record. It was election fraud, pure and simple. Trump's attorney, Todd Blanche, who referred to his client as President Trump, said President Trump is innocent. President Trump did not commit any crimes. Rebutting prosecutors, Blanche said Trump is not charged with any conspiracy, that it's legal for companies to enter into non-disclosure agreements, and that Trump was trying to protect his family, reputation, and brand. Blanche said the payments to Michael Cohen were not a reimbursement, but money for legal services as Trump's personal attorney. As to influencing an election, like prosecutors contend, Blanche said, spoiler alert, nothing wrong with trying to influence an election. It's called democracy. Meanwhile, the first witness, David Pecker, the tabloid publisher, took the stand for about 20 minutes before the jury was excused for the day. Pecker was questioned about his role in running the publishing company American Media Inc. and its use of checkbook journalism to pay for stories. Pecker is expected to take the stand again on Tuesday, that after Judge Juan Merchan hears arguments about whether Trump violated his gag order with a series of posts on Trump's Truth Social platform. Ayanna.
And Dan, we expect Michael Cohen to take the witness stand at some point during this trial. We know Michael Cohen has some credibility issues, and it sounds like the defense was quick to point that out for the jury.
Oh, absolutely, that he is an admitted perjurer, pled guilty to lying to Congress. He's a tax cheat. And most importantly, that his livelihood today depends on disparaging Trump and threatening to get him locked up because of all of Cohen's, his book deal, his podcast, his TV hits and the like. Now, prosecutors could see this from a mile away, and they brought this up. They said expect the defense to bring this out, but they called those past guilty pleas mistakes in the past, and they said, look at the evidence that will corroborate Cohen's testimony if you don't find him credible, including Trump's own words.
And what was the former president's demeanor like inside the courtroom during open statements and the first witness on the stand?
Right, so we were in the courtroom. We had a great look at the back of his head. We could not see the television screen that could show his face, but he seemed engaged, was looking at the jury when his defense counsel was giving opening statements and communicating with his defense team. So definitely looked like he was engaged in the proceedings.
All right, thanks, Dan. And the trial gets underway as Donald Trump is also balancing his campaign schedule and his other ongoing legal challenges. Our investigative reporter, Courtney Gross, joins us now with developments in the civil fraud case. Good evening, Courtney.
Good evening, Ayanna. It certainly seems like that civil fraud case is an afterthought after the beginning of the criminal trial today. But we know that Donald Trump faces a $454 million judgment as a result of that civil fraud case. He got a $175 million bond to $175 million bond. He has posted that. Immediately after he posted that, the Attorney General basically questioned that bond company, saying that they didn't have any experience doing this, but they all came into court today to come up with a compromise, basically saying that as long as the bond stays in cash, then they can continue moving forward with this company. Let's actually take a listen to Trump, who addressed this today in court.
Judge Engoron had absolutely no idea what had happened. He didn't realize we put up 175, but when he found out we put it up, He said, what happens if it goes up or down? I said, it doesn't, or they said it doesn't go up or down. It's cash that we put up, all cash. Very few people could do that. And the deal was approved with the Attorney General. You can believe that. But the deal was approved. She just tried to embarrass everybody, and she tried to embarrass a very good bonding company by saying they weren't creditworthy. Well, they were creditworthy, and what was more important is they had as security $175 million that I put up.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.